What's up everyone, Crypto Underground is back with an update video on Bitcoin that is still falling. We're gonna have a look into that and of course also into my price targets. Are we gonna see a big crash today for Bitcoin and the altcoins, or are we in here for a massive bounce and of course big breakout to the upside? So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I believe will happen next, guys. So be subscribed on this channel. We're hitting over 5,000 subscribers, so thank you very much for your great support. If you like this content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and also let me know in the comment section where are you tuning in from. If you are looking out for the best exchanges where to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, then of course check out the links in the video description. With all of them you get the best exchanges and sign up bonuses on them: Maxi Global, Casey Exchange, Bybit, Hyperswap, Femex, and so on. Use different exchanges, guys. I'm always using different exchanges to trade different altcoins and Bitcoin, of course, and also be able to split my money and also get everywhere the sign up bonuses, and of course also to be able to do different trades. So I'm not stuck just with one trade and one exchange. I can of course diversify also into different trades by using different exchanges, and all of them of course are the best ones here in the crypto space. So take advantage of that, guys. Here in the video description you're also going to find some new crypto projects that are upcoming next year. You're going to find also links to hardware wallets where you get a nice discount code and so on. So definitely stay tuned and check out always regularly the video description, because there I keep you always updated with the latest crypto products and exchanges in the crypto space. So we're going to start with Bitcoin in the 4-hour time frame, guys. Remember, everything is no financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. So Bitcoin right now is falling off the cliffs since we left this parabolic run up in the 4-hour time frame. Once we had 4-hour closes below the support, I told you guys to watch out, because even if we see another leg up, to test here the resistance trend line from the weekly time frame, that afterwards easily we can come back down for several reasons. So the main thing that I believe will happen next is, yesterday we covered the liquidation heat map, guys, and remember that we have currently a lot of liquidations down here at around $64,000, so between 64 and 65k. The reason why I believe that we could be now on the way down there is because we had previously with this run up only bearish divergence. We have seen only lower highs in the RSI, while we have seen basically here higher highs. So this whole move that we have seen here is basically nothing. And you can see that now of course the indicators cooled off with this dump, and we are now entering into oversold conditions. So at some point we're gonna have a bounce, but that bounce in my opinion will not take us necessarily above $75,000 and of course break out to much higher levels. I think that still we have one more leg down towards the low 60s before eventually we break out to new highs. And I'm telling you that, guys, because currently I'm bullish long term, but short term I think that another leg down, a big leg down, is in the cards. Of course we will not crash down in a straight line. We're gonna have also bounces, since the indicators of course at some point also will cross bullish, and we're gonna have another bounce or breather before we head down. So watch out for that. It can happen in the next coming hours as well, because the 3-hour and 4-hour time frame are in oversold condition. Doesn't mean that immediately we're gonna bounce here, but keep that in mind, because also today the stock market most likely gonna open up in red, like Nvidia, Microsoft, MicroStrategy, and so on. They're all gonna open up in red most likely. Also in the 6-hour time frame we have everywhere sell signals. On the 12-hour time frame we just crossed bearish everywhere, and also here on the daily time frame we have the first sell signals that are flashing right now. That doesn't mean that we're gonna crash down to 30k, 40k, and so on, but I think that based on the indicators another leg down is in the cards here before we break out higher. Because as you can see here on the weekly time frame, we have here this channel. So far the weekly closes never have been above resistance or below support. So far we are still perfectly on track with everything that is happening right now. So we are basically just testing always the resistance and the support up and down all the time, but the trend is here of course to the downside. And until we're not breaking here the resistance trend line on the weekly time frame, currently at 75k, the downtrend will continue. And here in theory we can still drop down all the way here to $57,000 easily before eventually we break out higher. So I think at 64k we're gonna have a lot of support, but but short term, it looks like that another dump could be happening. And that dump, of course, will signal then also where the low is in. Because if we keep 64K, I think the low is in and that we are in here for a big breakout to the upside in the next coming weeks. If $64,000 is not holding, we definitely are coming down to 57K. And if we break that one, then of course, also here, we're going to go to much lower levels short term, in my opinion. But why I'm bullish long term, guys, is because of the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame right now is having everywhere bullish crosses on my indicators, everywhere. And also, if we have a look into the weekly closes, you can see that we have now for the first time again weekly closes above the 9 weekly moving average. That is actually a very bullish event. So far, we always got rejected. Now we have it above of it, and as long as we have now weekly closes above $68,500, it's very likely that all sort of pullbacks will just retest here the 9 weekly moving average before we see this breakout here to the upside. So watch out for that. The weekly time frame is looking good at the moment, and also the 2-week time frame, which is also very important time frame to watch out for cycle lows and bear market bottoms. Basically, here we got the first buy signal yet, and also we are about to cross bullish here, my confirmation indicator, but this still can take several weeks and months until it's playing out, but it is about to cross bullish in the next coming weeks and months if we don't see like a catastrophe move to the downside here anytime soon. So as long as Bitcoin is holding the trading range here between 57 and 75K, we have good chances that very soon we have seen the bottom and the low, and that we're going to break out to much higher levels. Even if we have a look here into the MACD, you can see that the MACD now for the first time is about to cross bullish. It's not yet crossed. We just have to wait for this week to close. But if we're going to close like that at around 70K, then here we're going to cross bullish. The RSI is going to bounce at the bottom here, basically of the support trend line. MACD is going to cross bullish. And usually whenever we see a bullish cross on the MACD, like here, for example, we have seen a big rally in the Bitcoin price, or here as well. Here also bullish cross and then big rally during a bull market. And during a bear market, guys, these have signaled basically the cycle low for the next coming weeks and months, because you can see also here bullish cross in oversold condition. We went a bit sideways. We even had another leg down, as you can see. But after all, if you just bought in after the bullish cross here on the MACD, you can see that you have done great gains if you have done that, and this can happen again. So we will see what happens. Of course, no financial advice, guys, but I am bullish here for Bitcoin long term. But for the immediate short term, maybe even for this week or the next few weeks, we could see here, of course, a big dump incoming. Of course, in the immediate short term, guys, it looks like that since we are so oversold, that we could get a bounce at some point. That is possible also on the 1 hour time frame. We're just coming down to test the 200 moving average. So also here a bounce, in my opinion, is possible here. But if we're not taking out the previous highs here at 74K, most likely we're gonna head to much lower levels. So watch out for that, because currently in the immediate short term it looks bearish, but long term, as I told you guys, it looks like that Bitcoin is slowly getting ready for a big move to the upside, and that's why I'm keep buying Bitcoin as much as possible and as long as I can. More Bitcoin below basically $70,000 if possible, because if we're gonna get another dip, I'm definitely gonna buy more on all of those exchanges here. You can also use them as fiat gateways, of course. So take advantage of that, guys. I salute you for now. Stay tuned, be subscribed. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing today. We just opened up a fresh new week, which is bullish, of course, long term. But in the immediate short term, it looks like that eventually this area down here at 64K is going to be tested again. Also because we have there the biggest liquidations currently waiting if the Bitcoin price would enter now again short term in a downtrend. Remember yesterday's I showed you the liquidation heat map. Today we're not going to repeat that. I'm gonna break it up right now, guys. The video is long enough, so that's why. Stay tuned, be subscribed, guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from in the comment section, and we're gonna see us all in the next one. Bye for now.